salaries and allowances of Nigerian senators have been a topic of significant controversy. The controversy often stems from the perception that these salaries and allowances are excessively high as compared to that of the ordinary Nigerian worker. And recently, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, revealed that each member of the Senate collects a total monthly salary and allowances of the sum of 1.063,860,000 naira. And this means that each lawmaker earns 12.72 million naira in 12 months, and the federal government makes a total expenditure of 1.4 billion naira annually for all senators. So the chairman of the RMAFC, Muhammad Bello Shehu, made the disclosure on Tuesday in reaction to the recent controversy that has been surrounding the actual salaries and allowances payable to members of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And now the big question is, does the salaries of senators affect public trust in government and the legislative process? Or, as compared to the salaries of other high-ranking officers and the civil servants in Nigeria, does this depict fairness and equity? You're welcome to the big story, breakfast simulcast show on Quest 106.1 FM, Ugbolu, Asaba, Delta State, and Quest Television. I am Marvelous Akme, and I am not alone. I still have Maria Goretti Nzewuma right here with me. It's good to have you back.
Thank you, Marvelous. Good to have you too.
Okay. And it could be recalled that the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, had alleged that the senators are in charge of deciding how much they pay themselves. And in reaction to that, the senators came out to say that it is not decided by them, but rather the RMAFC.
As a Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission.
Yes. Okay. And then in reaction to that, the RMAFC went on to display the salaries of senators on their page. Let's go take a listen to Obasanjo talking about how the senators get the their salaries, but we'll get to the video much later. Okay.
I'm coming from an elder statesman, a former president, so he knows what has been happening down there.
Yes.
But if his accusations are now turning out to be untrue, well, let the senators actually show us exactly what they earn, because now we've gotten several sides to it.
We've gotten several,
Another lawmaker, Sumaila, has come out to say that he take home
21 million naira. Wow. Monthly.
So many controversies.
Yeah.
This.
It's not even close.
But come to think of it, we are having a whopping sum of 1.4 billion naira yearly for just senators. 1.4 billion away from the country's, finance. That's quite huge. And
yes, it's quite huge.
You will want to imagine, why won't somebody wants to, struggle to find
remain
every
there for
means
life.
to remain there for life.
And even pass it on to their siblings, their children.
Year you get 12.7 million naira. 12.7 million naira.
Which they're even saying it's not even the actual figure, because some messages have already come out to say it's
allowances have not been added. However, they are representatives of the people. They speak for the people. Then the third arm of the government.
Indeed. And then also a one-time senator of Kaduna Central, Shehu Sani, he had one time come out publicly to disclose that each senator collects monthly running cost of 13.5 million naira in addition to the monthly 750,000 naira prescribed by the commission. So running cost of 13.5 million naira monthly. What is being run, Maria Goretti?
I think I was asking you that question off the camera, that
yes, what
exactly are the core duties of the Senate? I know they are part of the legislative arm of the government, so they are part of the people who make the laws in the country, and they also work side by side with the executive arm and the judiciary. But then they are representatives from the people. They are working for the people. So they are public office holders.
They are. All this emanated from the former president's allegation that they are the ones who decide their salaries. So let's go listen to him take that again to refresh our memories. When we come back, we'll give you a breakdown of what the RMFAC say is their allowances and salaries. We'll be back.
In this country that, look, what you have put together is not federal character enough. Have they done? And then have we got federal character in all the cases that we have had? And yet we have a federal character commission which is constitutional. And look at, in your own case, with all due respect, you are not supposed to fix your salary or your allowances. It's supposed to be done by the revenue mobilization.
Revenue mobilization and fiscal commission.
Okay. But you decide to pay yourself the allowances that you give yourself, newspaper allowances, pound allowances, sheeting allowances, to give yourself all sorts of things, with all due respect. And you know it's not right. It is not right. It is not right for me to be the one to determine what I pay myself. It's immoral. And then you are doing it. The Senate is doing it. And you beat your chest. And in some cases, even the executive give you what you are not entitled to. You all got 200 million naira. When we were talking about the suffering of the people who put you there, on top of the obscene salary and allowances you give yourself, you got 200 million naira. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not good for this country. So this is the thing we have to do. How do we ask people to suffer? And those people who are suffering, please bear with us when you are not showing any sacrifice. And I'm not showing any sacrifice. You are what you are. I am what I am because I'm a Nigerian. Those people out there are Nigerians. They are entitled. So let us look at things that way. For me, that is what we have to do. And as I've said, and I will keep saying it, we are all sitting on a keg of gunpowder, all of us. If we continue to do what we are doing.
Okay, you're welcome back. And this morning on The Big Story, joining us on the show is Barrister EJIRO ETAGHENE. He's going to be doing justice to the program. Barrister EJIRO, are you on? Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
You're welcome to the show. I am Marvelous and I have Maria Goretti here with me.
Good morning. You're welcome. Hello, Barrister EJIRO, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, so we've been talking about the review by the RMEFC of how much Nigerian senators actually earn. That's what we are looking at this morning. So now, getting to it, we understand that the chairman of the commission is empowered by law to fix salaries and allowances of political office holders. But how do they decide these salaries, and how transparent is it? How open is it? Is there any form of debate or something, a panel that is set up to decide how much senators are to be paid?
If there is a particular amount from out of the National Assembly ought to be paid, is that what you're asking me?
I'm asking what determines the amount they are paid?
What is the amount they are paid?
Who determines it? How is it determined, the amount the senators are
Okay.
paid? Yes.
All right, there is a statutory body that determines how much public servants all over the federations are paid. I think it's called salaries and wages commission.
Okay.
And that body fixed the salary of a senator at 680,000 naira per month, and the one of the House of Rep at 650,000 naira per month. However, the National Assembly, Commission on its own, they also have another emolument or allowance they pay to members of the National Assembly to assist them in carrying out their oversight function. I think that is what is people are questioning, because the National Assembly has its own budget.
Okay.
You were saying something?
Yes, it's the allowance I was talking about. The basic salary of, you said 600 and something, but the RMFAC has said it's about 1.06 million naira. But then the allowances, that's really on a high side. Who decides these allowances? And then how transparent is it? Is this open to the public?
No, it's not open to the public.
Okay.
It's not open to the public. That is what people are criticizing. So the whole thing is insecurity. In fact, if any member of the National Assembly receives this, he will be suspended. He will be sanctioned for reviewing the special privileges according to the member of the National Assembly. People remember what happened to Senator Sani. He narrowly escaped being suspended when he received the amount of money he was being paid, the extra 13.5 million naira he was being paid at then. Currently, the money has increased to 21 million naira every month to a senator. Yes.
Okay.
So the whole thing is insecurity. If you write a letter under the Freedom of Information Act to the National Assembly to give you information on how much they pay a senator for the academic cost, they will not give it to you. Because the National Assembly operates as an independent arm of government, and they have their own special budget. Nobody can question them on how they use their money. The question is whether it is justified. The question is whether this money given to senators and the members of the House of Representatives is justified. I think that is what we should be thinking of. Because if you look at the reality of today, are you there with me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, if you look at the reality of today, the members of the National Assembly are not just going there to become, I'm just talking on the floor of the House. They will be at the plenary, they will discuss, debate issues, debate motions, make laws, and also carry out their oversight function. In carrying out their oversight function and constitutional duty and constituency function, they will need to travel with their staffs. There are some persons that they need to employ to assist them in carrying out this duty. They need to pay consultants who will assist them in making laws. They need to pay qualified lawyers who will assist them in drafting motions and preparing bills. So I think that is where what the money is actually meant for. But whether the money, that huge sum, is justified, it's an issue that can be debated. You know.
Okay, I want to find out how many number of staff is a senator entitled to?
It depends on the senator, but basically they are entitled to about 4.
Do they move with them every time they travel?
Sometimes it depends also. Depends on the function. It depends on the function or what the senator is traveling for. If, for example, the senator needs somebody to be on the sideline taking notes for him, of course, you know, senators at that level of their life, they are They are aged already. Some of them will need somebody to be taking notes. In fact, there is need for them to have at least an assistant each time they travel. Except maybe, in fact, there is need. As a senator at that level. And let me say this, because you may, hello?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let me say this. What informed this action of the National Assembly members is not far-fetched. It is because they understand how much a minister earns. Let me say this as somebody who has worked with a member of the House of Assembly and a senator before. So I have got the experience. Okay. I have worked with a senator. I have worked with a member of the House of Assembly. All our attention and searchlight are always beamed at the members of the National Assembly or the legislature. We feel that they are not entitled to that humongous amount of money. I agree. But what about the ministers? What about the heads of parastatals, heads of agencies? Nobody is asking them how much they earn.
Well, it's
nobody is asking them questions. But the books of hello.
The assembly makes the law, and we elected them, so they owe us a duty to explain these amounts to us. The ministers are appointed by the president, but the legislators are elected. Yes. So we elected them, so they owe us a duty to explain that to us.
But they spend so much money in the Nigerian system.
Yeah.
In the Nigerian system, a minister did not spend one dime to become a minister.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The minister is not at the table this morning because their own case have not been brought forward. Well, if the Senate feels a shortcoming or they feel that they are being maybe queried or questioned, they can raise the case of the minister. But for now, they are the ones on the table, so they should do the explanations to us.
That's what I'm saying. I am saying that what informed that particular decision, which we are questioning, is because they feel teachers as senators. They feel that, by ranking, we are higher than the minister. By ranking, we are higher than the ministers. We were elected. They were not elected. We spent so much money in coming here. So we need to recoup our money. We're talking of the Nigerian system where people spend so much money. People go home. You see, you can sit down there in the studio and you begin to look at issues, from an objective perspective. But you see, the reality, what is the reality on ground? The reality on ground is that you will need so much money to win a primary election and to win a general election. As popular as
they're basically trying
Peter Obi the other time, where he was raising the slogan that we don't give chichi, he was still paying for chartered flight. He was still paying for chartered flight because he needs to move from one location to the other, and that is money. So members of the National Assembly spend so much money to win their primary and their general elections, and they feel that this is an opportunity to recoup their money. So it's a systemic failure. It is not an issue that you can just sit down there and not be blamed on members of the National Assembly.
No, we are not blaming. We are trying to find out. We are making inquiries to find out so that the people can know and know where to direct their challenges to.
We will continue shortly, but we have to go on a short break right now.
People are already aware. For example, a senator came out 2 days ago and said they are earning 21 million naira extra.
All right, so we'll get back to
and that is why, and I'm sure that is why this topic came up now, so that we'll begin to talk about it.
All right.
Now, my advice is that this is a time where Mr. President, with due respect, need to show...
We'll get back to you,
We are still with you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Quest beyond expectations.
You're welcome back. It's still the big story on Quest TV, a breakfast simulcast on Quest TV and Quest FM. That's Quest 106.1 FM, Ubolu, Asaba, Delta State. And this morning, we have Barrister EJIRO Etagene on talking about the reveal of the senator's salary by the chairman of the RMAFC. And Barrister EJIRO, are you still on?
Barrister EJIRO, are you still with us?
Okay, while he joins us,
okay,
you know, he was talking about how much the senators get to spend to come into office and all of that. Okay, Barrister EJIRO is with us now. Okay, you're welcome back to the show, Barrister EJIRO.
Thank you. I'm back.
Right.
Okay, so before we went on that break, you were talking about how the senators spent so much to come into office, which justifies whatever it is they are being paid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and I was about to ask, when they come into office, the people elect them, right?
I didn't get you. The line is not very clear.
Okay, I'm asking. I said the legislators are elected by the people.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Now, when they spend this whole money, are they in agreement with the people to spend these monies they are trying to get back?
Whether they are in agreement with the people?
Yes, when they spend this money, because at the end of the day, it's the people's money that
they're going to use to pay them. To the consequence. Let me tell you something. From my personal experience as someone who has worked as a legislative aide to two lawmakers at the state and at the federal level, their phones are ringing all the time. Their phones are ringing. Those who want to marry, those who want to bury their parents, in-laws, school fees, and all that.
But
and
is that their constitutional duty, though? Is that what
they can even attack you physically, the constitution? So these people have, in fact, there are some senators that are regretting ever contesting the election to become lawmakers.
But the next year, they still come back to contest to become senators, because, I mean, we've not had a senator who had said, okay, I will never go for this position.
And I will not run
they
again.
keep coming back. If it's that stressful, why do they keep coming back?
The reason why they want to come back is that some of them, they don't really have anything doing. And because apart from that, they are using the opportunity to develop their area because they are entitled to a construction project every year. So if you are there for 4 years, you are going to make some money from your construction project. You are also going to impact on the lives of your people.
But we still, I mean, if that were the case, we wouldn't have so many underdeveloped areas and communities in Nigeria, because almost every community has, let's say, local government areas and all of that. They do have senators representing them, and then senatorial districts, how we call it. But, I mean, how developed are these areas? Or should we talk about senators that we know of and how their communities are underdeveloped?
Too much of the federal government. The state government has to be asked questions.
But you just said that they are doing that to develop their constituencies.
Certainly, hello?
Yes, go on.
I can tell you most certainly that ever since Buhari came into power, all federal lawmakers must complete their project. They must. Federal lawmakers. There is no project for giving to a federal lawmaker that is abandoned as we speak.
All right.
But at the state level, I cannot say it. I don't know whether they are given.
All right. Barrister, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. So let's continue on the salaries of our legislators, as the Senate precisely. And you did say that one of the challenges they have in terms of raising this particular salary was because that of the minister also was also quite high, and they do more work than the minister. So I'm asking, the reason behind the increase in salary or the high amount of salaries that they receive, is it as a result?
Allowances, not salary, the allowances.
Their allowances. Okay, let's talk about the allowances. We are talking about allowances and salary together, mind you. So I'm saying
the salary is not humongous. The salary is not that of place. It's not out of place for a lawmaker to be earning 680,000 naira monthly now.
For a government worker to receive a 680,000 naira for representing the people who earn 30,000 to 70,000 naira minimum wage, how good is that?
I mean, on the breakdown here, we have entertainment for 50,000 naira.
In the UK, you have two people in the same house. One is a medical doctor. One is just an honorary worker. The medical doctor will be earning times maybe 10 of what the other person is earning. That is life for you. Whether you like it or not, senators all over the world, they will earn higher pay than an ordinary civil servant.
Okay. So
we
I'm asking.
Far higher.
So I'm asking.
What we are looking at is the allowance. That allowance of 21 million.
We are looking at the salary generally. Allowances and salaries are together. Allowances and salaries are together. They are paid together, right?
No, they are not together. They are not paid together. They are paid separately.
But the RMAFC said that they are being paid 1.6 million, and that's what they are paid. Basic salary for a month.
No, you see, that is what I want to explain to you.
Okay.
The salary and wages commission said so, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, they will pay you 680,000 and another 100,000 naira for allowance. That is not. No, Nigerians are not questioning that. That is coming straight to them. But there is another money, another fund coming from the National Assembly itself. So these senators and the House of Rep members, that is the one in secret. Only you will receive the alert. Nobody will hear about it. That is the one we are questioning. That is the 21 million. The 21 million is separate from the 680,000 and the 100 and something thousand allowance. So the 21 million is different, my dear.
Okay. Now you are talking about the allowances separately. I'm still telling you that Nigerians are querying the salary generally, both including allowances and the salaries of the senators. They are querying it generally. They are not separating anyone. Probably you are separating, but they are not separating. Now, my question still goes back to you. You did say that because the ministers are receiving quite high allowances, that is why the senators increased theirs. So are you concurring to the statement accredited to Obasanjo that the senators are the ones setting up their salaries by themselves?
No, Obasanjo did it. Obasanjo was referring to the allowance. I listened to him. It's not their salary.
That's what I just asked. Are you concurring to what Obasanjo said? That they are the ones setting up the allowances and salaries themselves?
He may have, listen, with due respect, there is a difference between salary and allowance. He may be mistakenly using it interchangeably.
So even if it's allowance, does that make it justifiable that they have to decide their allowance themselves? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the National Assembly fixes the allowance payable to senators and House of Reps. But the salary and wages commission fixes their salary and another allowance. So they are earning in both ways. It's just like I am now. Federal government is paying you and Quest FM is paying you. Federal government is paying you directly. Quest FM is also paying you. That is exactly what is happening.
I am working for Quest FM, so Quest FM pays me. Federal government don't pay me.
Pardon?
I said I am working for Quest FM. Quest FM pays me. Federal government don't pay me.
I am giving an example.
They take from my salary as tax.
Exactly. That is what the passenger is saying. That you are not supposed to be earning a gain from Quest. I'm giving an example. That since you have earned from the federal government, that is enough for you. You can't be pushing it yourself. Because there is a statutory body saddled with the responsibility of fixing your salary. Don't go and say, oh, as it is now, we are supposed to be earning 21 million every month.
That's why I'm saying that you are concurring to what Obasanjo said, that the senators are the ones setting the allowances for themselves.
Exactly, that's what I've said.
Okay, all right. Now, let's also go to, I want to ask you, what are the primary duties of a senator?
Okay, lawmaking, oversight function, and what's that one?
What do you mean by oversight functions?
Oversight function is when they supervise ministry, checkmate, to check our balances. They have the right to summon any heads of ministries and parastatals. For example, they can summon the CBN governor, they can summon anybody. That is an oversight function. They can also go and supervise projects and what is going on. For example, they can go to Ajakuta Steel to see on the what you call on the spot assessment. All these ones will involve money.
So,
yes. So basically, lawmaking, oversight function, and representation.
I am aware that when they go for some of these projects, They are actually also paid some
Yes, they are
particular
given
amount
special allowances for the
money
project. Is that
separately
correct?
from the allowances and salaries, right?
They use those allowances. That's 21 million naira. The more they move, they usually retire the money. And what is the meaning of retirement? You must give account of how you spend the 21 million naira. It must tally. So they will begin to carry out an exercise. For example, they will say, I slept in a hotel with 5 of my support staff at the rate of 100,000 naira per night. We spent 5 days. We chartered a vehicle. We came back to Abuja. It was late. We couldn't go back. Something like that. So all these things will be collecting receipts.
Has any senator ever given an account of how he or she spent that 21 million naira? Is there anywhere in Nigerian history where a senator has given an account, detailed account of how he or she spent?
That's what they are saying. They give account to themselves. Look, the National Assembly have its own accountant. They have their own auditors. They have everything.
Okay, so do you think
government?
Do you think that the public, they deserve to know? Do you think that they deserve to have access to the accounts of how their senators are spending their allowances?
Because they are public holders. They are
yes,
public office holders.
I didn't get that.
Okay, you said they give an account to the accountant of the legislature or
of
so.
The National Assembly.
Of the National Assembly. I am saying that the people elected them. These are the people's money. Now, they don't give an account to the people. That's what I'm asking you.
How would they give an account to you, for example, now, when they are the one representing you?
Yes, because they're representing us.
Representing democracy.
Of course, you don't think we have the right to know?
They're representing democracy.
Yes,
who is democracy? They're representing the people.
It.
Okay, okay.
That's why they're discussing it now. This public outcry is good. It will push them now. And let's keep telling it. And people of good conscience will say, oh, this money we are giving us is too much, especially at this time when we have economic downturn. Let's cut it down. Rather, it keeps going up. In 2015 to 2023, they were earning 13.5 million. Now, from 2019 to 2023, they were earning 19-point-something million. Now it has gone up to 21 million.
Okay,
is that
so
not why we are raising the output?
This 2024?
2023, last year election now.
Okay.
That's what I mean. So between last year and this year, it has also been increased to 21 million from the information we gather from Senator Sumaila.
Okay, so with this now
so
that
I was making a point.
Okay, go on.
I was making a point that, look, our searchlight is too much on the National Assembly. I'm not saying that they are sent. Deep-rooted corruption is happening in the ministry, but Nigerians are not bothered about that. A minister that is not elected, that did not spend money, that is doing nothing.
We are talking about the senators. When it gets to the time for the ministers, we will surely talk about that. Yes.
We are on the senators' table today. So let's focus on the senators.
All my saying is that you cannot be criticizing in isolation. Nigerians are always pointing accusation fingers.
We are trying to get clarifications and as to why they are receiving such humongous amounts as senators when the people they are representing.
You are not interested.
Yes, we are interested.
You should have been debating. If you are interested, you should have put it side by side in this debate.
No, it doesn't go that way because the way we run our own duty, you can't tell us how we run it. We have to ask questions and we want to be straight and direct. Let's focus on our duty and we focus on the other one. So today we are looking at the senators because that is exactly the case on the table.
I am saying that you cannot be criticizing a senator in isolation of what is happening in the executive.
Okay, let me ask you.
They are all different arms of government.
How much is the allowance? How much is the allowance of a minister? Let me ask you.
That should be asking you. Because you are not interested in knowing. But the members of the National Assembly, they know it. They know it. Okay. They have their ears on ground.
It seems a bit personal right now. But then let me also ask now, compared to other countries and the amount we receive as Nigerians, our Nigerian senator, how do you see this? compared to other countries?
Well, I do not know how much National Assembly members are earning elsewhere, but I know an American senator earns more than a Nigerian senator.
And Nigeria is the second highest paid in the world.
Because Nigeria is not the highest paid. Forget those stories that you hear. When you convert the money into dollars, how much is it?
The U.S., the senators earn the highest. It's approximately 266 million naira. 266 million naira, that's what they get. But then can you compare the economy of the U.S. now to that of Nigeria for our senators to be getting...
when you convert the money into dollars, what is it? I've told you that the Nigerian senators spent more money to become elected.
So when you get into
money in the world to become elected.
So in dollar, it's 169,300 US dollars, and that's approximately 266 million naira.
Now the minimum wage. That's a tender, legal tender. Ours is not dollar. So we cannot calculate our own dollar rate and their own together. That's their own legal tender. Ours is naira. So we are looking at the naira
here, right? I have said that the money is huge. What they are paying our National Assembly members is huge. But I'm telling you that what we should be looking at is whether it is justifiable. We Nigerians, we also need to change our attitude. We lawmakers, the electorate, we need to change our attitude. Okay. During the election, a man will be campaigning, you are demanding for money. The man borrowed money, sold his property, mortgaged his property to raise money to become elected.
Have they decided to not give anything to the electorate to see what exactly would happen? It's because they really need this power. That's why they go this extra mile. Just do an election and they cannot give the electorate anything. Are you not surprised that members of the Labour Party and the opposition are quiet?
Are you not surprised that members of Labour Party particularly, they are earning this money and they are quiet? Did you hear them refuse the SUV? SUV that was bought more than 50 million naira for each of them. Did they refuse it? So this is the question. If you get elected tomorrow, you won't refuse it too. Because you are thinking of coming back. It's a Nigerian system, please.
The people are asking. The people are asking.
There's no systemic failure.
Okay.
You must go to the root of the matter. It starts from the election. It starts from the primary election where a man will buy delegates. You pay 500,000 naira per delegate to win. It's an event that we are in a capitalist world. Nothing goes for nothing.
So if I get you right, Barrister Etagene, you calm down, you listen. We are communicating. So when you talk, you also listen to us when we ask questions so that there can be a communication.
I apologize.
Okay, better. Now, when you say that a senator spent so much to come into position, is that justifiable to fix that humongous amount so that they can receive it to complement for what they spent coming into an office?
There is a noise from your station there. I didn't get the last
sentence. I said the money they spent in coming into the office as a senator, is it justifiable for them to set that humongous allowances for themselves?
That is what they are saying. I'm not in position to say so, but I've said the money is too much. But on their part, and I am aware as somebody who is a politician who has been into politics, who has been a legislative aide to a lawmaker at the state, at the national level, I am telling you that the state will move that amount of money to even buy form to get nominated at the primary. Then they will not start consultation and campaign rallying. All those things are money. How much? The money. So when they get there, they are not running charitable organization. They will want to recoup their money. So that is why I love what the obedient people were doing.
Right.
They were saying we don't give chichi. And in the unit where I voted that day, those guys were not giving any money. And they won. They came first in my unit.
Okay, Barrister Etagene.
If Nigerians are thinking like that,
Barrister Etagene,
the senators can even be part-time.
Okay, what are the implications of these salaries on our national budget? I would just want to give you a brief of a little idea or breakdown. Now, the National Assembly budget, that's both for the senators and the House of Reps. I'm putting them side by side right now. For 1999, the total income spent is about 2.2 billion. As at then, the minimum wage was still on 3,000 naira. Then it increased in 2000. You have about 29.5 billion. Just as you have also said, the monies for the senators keeps increasing. Yes. So as at 2024, the expenditure estimated monthly entitlements for senators stands at about 37.57 million. That's when you add up everything together. Now I'm saying, what is the implication on our national budget?
Our national budget keeps increasing year in, year out. And what is making it to increase? Each of the arms of government, the judiciary, executive, and the legislature, they keep increasing their budget. So it's not an issue that is limited to the National Assembly alone.
I'm asking on the implication it has on the national budget. The implications.
I'm coming now. You asked a question. I'm coming there.
Okay, go on.
Let me say this. The total budget of the National Assembly is less than 3% of our national budget. So it's infinitesimal. So you are questioning 3%, abandoning about 96%.
We'll start from somewhere.
So that's
so
what I
let's
keep
start
telling
with the
people.
Senate.
So you are looking at 4%, around 4% of our national budget. You see every year, year in, year out, you keep criticizing 3% or 4% or even 5%. What about the 95% of the budget?
What are the implications on the national budget?
Okay, so do you expect us to criticize the percentage that goes to health or agriculture or education?
Hello?
Do you expect us to criticize the percentage that goes to agriculture, health, and education? That's not what we are talking about. We're here to talk about the Senate. That's why we are being more focused on the percentage that goes to them. This is a country that, on the foreign scene, they look at us as a developing country, a poor country, a country that's mostly funded by loan. And you think that it is right that they are getting 1.4 billion naira to them yearly?
That issue has been overflowed. I have told you the reason why the money is as high as
I would have asked,
is the reason justified? But I'm telling you the reason why the money is as high as that. So I'm not saying that I'm not justifying it. I'm not so condemning.
No, because
I'm saying
that it's overflowed. That's what I'm asking. It has to be overflowed so that people can get a better idea of it. Since you said, okay, it's not justified, that's why we're away from that. We're looking at the implication it has on the national budget. If we say the budget is high.
I'm saying it. Every year our national budget is going up. It's going up. Our current expenditure is going up. What we be thinking of now is how to increase revenue, which this president is doing. Increasing revenue. He has increased oil production from 1.2 million barrels per day to 1.7 million barrels per day. We have not even gotten to what OPEC has given to us. OPEC allocation per quota is 2.2 million barrels per day. But we are still less than that.
If I get you correctly, Barrister, if I get you correctly, you're saying that a reduction on the price, on the allowances of the senator would not necessarily affect the budget because it's just minute, it's minimal. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. It's infinitesimal.
So if we take off
like you are in your house, the money you are using to feed your dog, you want to reduce it. Go and look at the percentage of the budget. You see what is given to the national assembly. It's less than 5%.
That's what I'm saying. So if we take off 1 billion naira away from the national budget, are you saying that it would not be effective to some other use?
How many kilometers of road would that start?
Really?
1 billion naira. It was in the reality of today.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. And before we go on a quick break, I'd like you to answer this quickly. Now that this is out in the open, how do you think this would affect public opinion?
You see, the Nigerian media has already painted the National Assembly in this manner.
Oh.
And I used to view it in this manner too until I got into it. And I saw that, look, these people are just earning only 5%. Whereas, I'm not saying they are sent, but if you are chasing criminals or thieves, you should know where to point your direction. If you have 95 people hiding in a place and only 5 are hiding in another place, you have gathered the 95 persons and you are chasing only 5.
Okay, we have to go on a quick break. We're going to get back to you shortly, okay?
You were saying something.
Yes, we have to go on a quick break. We're going to get back to you
Thank
shortly.
you.
Yes.
All right.
Quest 106.1 FM and Quest Television is your gateway to success for adverts placement, news and events coverage from Ugbolu, Asaba and beyond. Reach out to us today. Let's be your partner in growth. Call our marketing lines every day on 0913-865-9453. I'll take that again, 0913-865-9453.
Quest 106.1 FM, beyond expectations.
You're welcome back, and it's still the big story on Quest 106.1 FM and then Quest Television. This morning we have Barrister Etagene EJIRO, and we've been talking about, we've been having a robust discussion on the reveal of the senator's salary by the RMAFC this morning. Is Barrister EJIRO still on?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. You're welcome back. So we're going to just go with one more question before we let you off this morning.
Okay, let's just look at the way forward. How can the people hold the senators accountable for expenses that they do? Because the people elected them, and you did agree that they owe the people the explanation they need. So how can the people, how can the senators how can the people hold the senators responsible for the allowances they get?
Okay, the question is not the allowance. The allowance is a personal privilege of the senator. What they should be asking questions about is how is he faring? They sent him on an errand. He should be telling them, I have made some number of bills. I have brought some number of projects. I have attracted social development to the area. So what they will do is, from time to time, they should call on him, write letters to him, they should organize town hall meetings where they will be asking him questions. But unfortunately, our people will not do that, because most of them are the ones who have already called the senator or the House of Rep member in privacy and have collected money to pay children's school fees or to pay a second white price. So that is the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria.
Okay,
but it feels good you are saying it. That is why you are the media.
Okay, don't you think they've done
the
that?
People that...
Sorry, Barrister. I said, don't you think they've done that and they didn't get a justifiable response? That's why they are coming after the allowances, because if the job is being done, I don't think anybody will be coming for the allowances.
Can I ask you questions about how you are using the allowance they are paying you in your station there? I will not.
I'm not representing...
I have no right.
I'm not I wasn't elected on the position as a senator. So we are looking at
the senators.
That's exactly
what I am saying. You see, those who are supposed to ask the questions should do so. But I am saying that you want to ask me how much I am earning. If you ask me, I will tell you, and this is how I'm spending it. Don't I have a receipt of how I spend the money? Okay, but what you can ask questions about is how many bills, how many motions did you make? How many projects? Where are the constructive projects? They give you a constructive project once in a year. So for 4 years, you should be able to point at 4 different constructive projects.
Okay.
That is for each year.
So I think what
the one of this year is this, that. The one of last year is this, that. Those are the questions they can ask. They can also tell him what they expect. Say, please, go to the floor of the house and move a mention that the money you people are earning is too much. Slash it by 50%. That is to say, instead of earning 21 million naira monthly, people should be earning 10.5 million naira. That's the kind of things they will tell you, not to be questioning how he used his own personal money that was given to him. They will still be asking him how much he bought a day.
I think why this is coming up is because the people feel that they haven't felt the impact of the senators. That's why they are concerned about what they are earning.
They are being paid with the people's money.
If they were to feel the impact, I don't think they would care less.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, with due respect. Even educated people, They are already used to military rule. They are not questioning the executive. They are asking senators who collect money once in a year for consulting projects, you are asking their question. What of those who are running the government day to day? I just told you that it's an ignorance of chasing 5 chiefs while you have 95 chiefs somewhere laughing at you. And you are seeing them. You know that these are 95 criminals. Or you are chasing only 5. Is ignorance. The media, the public opinion of Nigerians are so focused on the National Assembly members over the years. And so everybody comes, the National Assembly. Have you seen anybody questioning how much an executive of an agency earning? Have you taken time to ask how much an executive director in NDDC is earning?
Okay, you've been on the media for a while now. What do you think is the way out?
The way out is what I have said.
Okay.
We must go back to the drawing. It starts from the election. Nigeria, see, we deserve the kind of leaders that are ruling us today. If you make yourself available for election today now, your family members will not vote for you unless you give them money. So it starts from there. So the best way out is, I think we should go back to parliamentary system. It will reduce the cost of governance. Then what will be in existence will be only the House of Representatives. For you to become a Prime Minister of Nigeria, which is the head of government, who will clap out the office of the President, only the Prime Minister will be there. The Prime Minister will be the head of government. The Prime Minister must be an elected member of the House of Representatives. He will be elected in the way the Speaker of the House of Representatives is elected. Just like what happened in the First Republic. We can also even complement it by having a ceremonial president, like we had in Nnamdi Azikiwe. So that's the best way. Then at the state level, you have a premier instead of having a governor. The House of Assembly will elect a premier, just like the way they elected their speaker. That premier will become the chief executive or the head of government. By then, you would have thought of all these 45 ministers. You would have reduced the cost of governance by over 30%.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister.
Thank you so much.
EJIRO. Thank you
I
very
appreciate
much.
you.
Yes, we really appreciate you for doing this with us this morning. Yes, thank you for your robust insights on this critical issue.
Yes.
Are you still there?
I am there.
Yes, thank you, and we hope that next time when we call on you, you'll be available.
I will. I will
Right,
come
thank
to
you.
Asaba.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so to the listener and the viewer, it's time for you to join the program this morning. You can call the number 0901 637 5787. Yes, do well to call the number 0901 637 5787. Let's hear your take on the discussion this morning.
It's really been a robust discussion.
Yes.
Now, another question that came to my mind is, despite we having a prime minister and just the House of Representatives, would it still stop corruption? Would the prices,
People are people.
the allowances,
Yes.
would it still reduce?
Who becomes the prime minister? The same persons who have been senators, who have been presidents, who have been governors. It's still the same circle.
We're still running in
I feel.
circles. So it's still there. So just as he said, it starts with the house, the home. If your brother is running for a particular position, you'll be like, hey, what has he given me? He has not given me anything. So it starts with the people.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ifeanyi. I'm calling from Asaba.
Okay, fine. Let's hear your take. Go on.
According to what the barrister said, I totally agree with him. Because in all education, this system has failed us. The system we are practicing now has failed us in all ramifications. So we should go back to parliamentary system or some other thing better than that the masses in the nation will have the benefit.
So you're supporting the move away from federalism, from the federal system?
Yeah?
You're supporting the move away from the federal system?
I didn't get you.
So you're supporting the move away from federal system to parliamentary?
Yeah, the private system is very expensive. Yeah, imagine what a senator is earning in a month. Now, don't think that if they use such amount, one senator's salary to maybe revamp Tezami or Ajukuta, perhaps other factors that can gainfully employ the masses or the youth. So the federal system, to me, there's a lot of loopholes there.
All right.
We should go back to something that is favorable. We're trying to copy federal system of government from America. America have gained their independence since more than 200 years ago. So to me, I believe we should scrap away and look for something that is far better or something that suits us.
All right.
May not be military system, may not be paramilitary.
Thank you so much, so that others can also contribute. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, so he's supporting the system.
Yes.
And, again, he has clamped down on the senators. And I remember Barry saying that let's not only focus on
the
senators,
salaries and allowances.
What about the ministers and the executive arm of the government? You know, as I always say, one step at a time. We are looking at the senators today. So when we're through with them, we can now go to the ministers and the executive arm of the government. Whether you like it or not, we must start from somewhere. And so if the people choose to start from the senators, I mean,
it's a good start.
Right. It's their right. It doesn't matter whether there are ministers that are earning higher and the executive arm of government that are also earning higher. You know, it's just must start from somewhere, and so we are starting from the senators. So people are beginning to ask questions, and just as you said, owing to the fact that most of them...
let's attend to this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Precious Saba.
Okay, Precious from Asaba. Let's hear your take this morning.
I think I'm in support.
You're in support?
With the senator.
Oh, interesting. Okay, go on. Precious, are you still there?
All right, probably we lost Precious there, so we don't get it mixed up. We are not asking about which system do you want for the government. That's not what we are asking. We are looking at the salaries of the senators, owing to the fact of the statement credited to President Olusegun Obasanjo and the clarification that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission has come out to give. We are looking at it from that particular angle. So it would be nice if you restrict your contributions to that particular topic. So we are not choosing between federalism or parliamentary. But then that's a suggestion given by our guests. Probably something the government really needs to look into. But then, until then, what's the way forward about the humongous allowances that our senators take home? That's actually the focus today. How do we make them accountable for what they spend? Because whether you like it or not, they owe it to the people. They are being paid with the people's money. The people elected them there. And we are saying that such amount, if it's even reduced, can go a long way for other projects
sectors,
and other sectors. That's why I was asking, if we take off 1 billion from the monies of our senators, are you saying it won't do something good for that country? The common man is actually complaining. Well, do well to join us on the conversation. 0901 637 5787 0901 637 5787, and have your say on this wonderful conversation. Do not say tomorrow, oh, I didn't know, I didn't have an opportunity to speak. Quest FM is giving you the opportunity. Have your say.
Yes, and Quest TV. And don't forget that you can always drop your comments on any of our social media platforms, and we'll be sure to attend to them. You can send text or WhatsApp messages, or drop your comments, or on Facebook it's Quest Television for TV, and on radio it's Quest 106.1 FM. So do well to leave your comments there. Well, I mean, it's been quite an interesting one this morning. The barrister talking about how we shouldn't focus. You know, he talked about how the senators, they also get to pay for some person's wedding. Did you have a senator pay for your wedding?
I know some senators in the north have been ongoing with that particular project.
That's really an interesting one.
And they call it a project. You marrying 21, is it 21 brides? Yes, if I remember one of it, some brides, you know, and they are marrying them. Some of them are particularly probably widow, or they lost their parents in the war thing, so they decide to probably marry them off. And someone said it's a project. Well, that's how Nigeria.
Okay. I mean, it's been really interesting. Nigerians, like, I mean, it's common. You see a senator visiting his community for the first time, he leaves maybe his gates open and people, different groups of people just come to see him, they pay a visit to him, and he has to give them something. And I think that's what the barrister was trying to talk about, that even we as the electorate, we have to do better. You voted them into office to do something for you. That is what you should be expecting from them, not going to their houses and expecting maybe bags of rice, because they give that to you in hopes of re-election. And then he also talked about being a senator not being an easy task. And then, but then we still see them. They come back for re-election year in. I mean, after this tenure, they come back for another tenure, or they go for a governorship, and then after that, they return to the Senate. And yet, they keep saying that it's a tedious task.
See, I don't mind how many times a senator goes there to that seat. What is more important is accountability and transparency.
Yes.
And your deliverables. If they are doing the job, I don't think people will be raising this dust as much as they are raising. How many projects can you hold to say that this is a project my senator have done?
Yes.
That's the question that's in the minds of people. If they're really doing the job, I don't think people will really come for them that way. And why people are actually saying this, the hardship in the country.
Okay, let's attend to this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Okay, I think we lost that. Keep the calls coming. 0901 637 5787. 0901 637 5787.
So I think the people have a lot of duty to play, just as the senator said.
Yes.
That whenever election comes, be careful who you collect money from. Don't vote people. Don't vote. Don't sell out your conscience because of money. Vote the right people. And as we move, we hope that Nigerians, the electorate, will get it right.
Yes.
Because once the electorate gets it right, trust me, we'll have the right people at the top. And once we get the right people at the top, things will go smoothly. Be it parliamentary system of government, be it the federalism system of government. The fact is that we need to get it right.
We really do have to set our priorities right, like surprise that you have received from a senator, because if you listen to the masses, that's what they are mostly concerned about. This senator did not bring anything back to the village for Christmas or for any other event at all. You should be concerned about what project the senator has attracted. Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, you're welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from our nation.
Okay, what's your name?
Mr. Cyril.
Okay, Mr. Cyril, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. So let me ask a question. I was saying that the money they spend when they want to do the campaign or whatever. Supposing if the federal government pays their salary at 600,000 or thereabouts, maybe for a year or for a month, and is that basic salary they will earn and 100,000 allowance, will they go on and give bribe to win election?
Well, it has to be a rhetoric question.
It's unfair. It's unfair because the civil servants, they are debating 70,000 and they keep silent. They couldn't say that allowances and the other things, and they are leaving.
I don't think what's given during campaigns can be called a bribe now, can it?
Pardon?
Okay.
Go ahead with your contributions. All right, thank you.
Hello?
Yes, are you still there? Go on.
So, the reasons he gave for them to increase their salaries and their allowances is not fair, because he's trying to defend the National Assembly. After the National Assembly, we may come to the minister. After minister, we will get to the commissioners and whatever.
All right.
They cannot continue using public money for nonsense. He was saying that
thank you very much.
Taking what they call it, student allowance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cyril. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Cyril says it's unfair to him for people to say we can't hold them accountable for using public funds.
Yes.
So that's why I keep saying that be it the parliamentary system of government or federal system of government, all I know is that people should be held accountable if given public funds, and there should be transparency in everything they do. 21 million, 1.6 million, 600,000 naira. Duty calls, yes. But then accountability matters. That's where I'm taking it from, or I'm wrapping it on this morning.
Okay, thank you for that take, Maria Goretti. And I mean, mine will still be the big question. This ROMAFC's review, is this going to be a greater step towards more accountability in Nigeria, or would the senators, would they be now held more accountable, and then would they now be more responsible when it comes to salaries and all of that? I mean, like he talked about salaries and wages. He talked about the ministers, and after this now, would we also get to find out what the ministers are earning, their allowances and their salaries,
as well as the executive arm of government?
Yes, yes. I mean, we would we would really love to know. But then, that's the much we can take on the show this morning. Many thanks to you for being a part of the show. And don't forget, the conversation continues on all our social media platforms. Do well to leave your comments there. So for now, it's goodbye. Okay, and Maria Goretti?
Thank you very much. I have nothing more.